This is the August 17th, 2022 meeting of the Planning Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, members of the Planning Board. The first item on the agenda is an extension of conditional final approval for Gibbs Pond Estates in Nesconset. And I think, do you have the affidavit of posting? Vinnie?
Yeah, which one?
Gibbs Pond?
No, that was from this.
Okay, so it was already posted.
So we're
Okay.
good? Okay.
The applicant requests an extension of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates. The subdivision number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates, received conditional final approval for a two-lot subdivision on June 23rd, 2021. Approval of the subdivision expired on June 18th, 2022. The applicant submitted a request for a second extension on June 10th, 2022. The applicant has indicated they need additional time in order to file the map in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. The Planning Department has no objection to the request and recommends an extension period of 180 days. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the Board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Vincent J. Tremarco to extend the conditional final approval for number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates, now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approves a retroactive 180-day extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates, to expire on December 15th, 2022.
And the affidavit's in. Is there anyone representing the applicant?
I am.
There he is. Okay.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. I request that you follow the recommendation of the Planning Department and grant the extension.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in this matter? The board have any questions? No. Okay, in the matter of number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No? The hearing is closed. And in the matter of extension of conditional final approval, number 1193, map of Gibbs Pond Estates, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted.
Thank you.
The next item is an extension of conditional final approval for Gemini Landing 2 in Fort Salonga. The applicant requests an extension of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2. The subdivision number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, received conditional final approval for a two-lot subdivision from the Planning Board on September 2nd, 2020. Conditional final approval expires on August 23rd, 2022. The applicant submitted a request for a fourth extension on July 27th, 2022. The applicant requires additional time in order to file the subdivision in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. The Planning Department has no objection to the request and recommends an extension period of 180 days. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the Board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Vincent J. Tremarco to extend the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approves a 180-day extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, to expire on February 19th, 2023.
And the affidavit is good. And, okay, Mr. Tremarco?
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. Respectfully request you follow the recommendation of the Planning Department and grant the extension. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in this matter? Does the board have any questions? None?
No.
In the matter of number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? The hearing is closed. In the matter of extension of conditional final approval, number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted.
Thank you.
The next item is an extension of conditional final approval for Fiorillo subdivision in St. James. The applicant requests an extension of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision. The subdivision number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision, received conditional final approval from the planning board on January 22nd, 2020. Approval of the subdivision expired on July 10th, 2022. The applicant submitted a request for a fifth extension on July 5th, 2022. The applicant has indicated they need additional time in order to file the map in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. The planning department has no objection to the request. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the planning board has considered the request of Vincent Amicizia to extend the conditional final approval for subdivision number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision, now therefore be it first resolved that the planning board hereby approves a retroactive 180-day extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision, to expire on January 6th, 2023.
Mr. Amicizia?
Yes, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, members of the board, Judge Toomey, Mr. Collado, my name is Vincent Amicizia. I'm with the law firm of Gresham, Ziegler and Amicizia, 199 East Main Street, Smithtown. I represent the applicant. I respectfully request that the board accept the planning department's recommendation and grant the application. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to be heard in this matter? The board have any questions?
Just wondering why we're on a fifth extension. Just curious.
Oh, that's a really good question. In order to do subdivisions, you have to get signatures from everybody, it seems, in the free world. In this one in particular, there were two other owners in the subdivision. We had to get their signatures. Then we had to get signatures from their banks accepting the subdivision. Then we had to get the signature from the town assessor agreeing to the subdivision. And before that, we had to get the signature of the health department agreeing to the subdivision. Now we submitted the map to the county clerk, and the county clerk is about to reject the map because it doesn't contain this chicken scratch notation or that. So I may be back here, and I hope I'm not, but I may be back here in 6 months. At a minimum, right now, the county clerk is saying that the board, by the chairman, may have to redate the map. The next thing they want, apparently, is indications around the map of all the adjoining properties of the tax map numbers on those properties, because they're just not identified good enough, even though the surveyor put the addresses of those properties there, even though the property itself, the subject land, has been identified properly, even though planning approved this map, even though this board approved this map, even though the Suffolk County Department of Health approved this map. Now, the Suffolk County Clerk decides, well, they're not happy. So I'm not happy with the amount of time this has taken. My client is not happy with the amount of time this has taken. Frankly, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be in front of you 5 times in a row in the same application. And that's just for extensions. So that was a very good question, and as you can tell, I was quite prepared to answer it.
Well, thank you very much for the explanation.
Good
Really.
luck. I
Thank
hope
you.
it works out
Thank you, ma'am.
a little better this time. Okay, in the matter of number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the hearing is closed. And in the matter of extension of conditional final approval, number 1171, map of Fiorillo subdivision, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the motion is adopted.
The next item is an extension of conditional preliminary approval for Core Land Division in Kings Park. Is anybody here to represent that? Okay. The applicant requests an extension of conditional preliminary approval for the subdivision number 1169, map of Core Land Division. The subdivision number 1169, map of Core Land Division, received conditional preliminary approval from the Planning Board on February 6, 2019. Preliminary approval of the subdivision expired on August 6, 2022. The applicant submitted a request for a seventh extension on August 3, 2021. The Planning Department has no objection to the request and recommends a 6-month extension. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the Board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Donald J. King to extend the conditional preliminary approval for number 1169, map of Core Land Division, for a period of 6 months. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby grants a retroactive 6-month extension of conditional preliminary approval for the subdivision number 1169, map of Core Land Division, beginning August 6, 2022 to February 6, 2023.
Can you please state your name and address for the
My name is
record?
Thomas Birch. I live at 248 Core Road in Kings Park, and I request that the extension be given as per the planning board.
Thank you.
B-U-R-C-H?
Okay, does the board have any questions on this?
Same question, why the seventh extension?
It's been a long go. It's with the health department. You know, I'm working with Don trying to get the work done, so any other questions I can direct towards Don King.
Is it just a paperwork thing like the last
It's-
gentleman,
it's
or
Exactly, the
no
health
issues
The
that?
health department, no, it's all the same. Maps, health departments,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Okay, in the matter of number 1169, map of Core Land Division, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none? The hearing is closed. And in the matter of extension of conditional preliminary approval, number 1169, map of Core Land Division, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the motion is adopted.
The next item on the agenda is an extension of the performance bond period for Winters Estates in St. James. The applicant requests an extension of the performance period of the performance bond for the subdivision number 1183, map of Winters Estates. The final subdivision, number 1183, map of Winters Estates, received conditional final approval for a 3-lot subdivision from the Planning Board on June 12, 2019. A performance bond estimate in the amount of $62,784 was approved by the Planning Board. The performance period of the performance bond expired on October 8, 2021. The applicant has indicated they need more time in order to complete the public improvements for the subdivision. The Planning Department and Engineering Department have no objection to the request. The Highway and Traffic Safety Departments have not provided comments. The Planning Department recommends an extension period of 2 years. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the Board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Vincent J. Tremarco to extend the performance period of the performance bond for the subdivision known as number 1183, map of Winters Estates. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approves a retroactive 2-year extension of time to the performance period of the performance bond for the subdivision known as number 1183, map of Winters Estates, to expire on October 8th, 2023.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. I request that you follow the recommendation of the Planning Department. Mr. de Blasio says he's got one more lot to sell, and he'll be done with the subdivision. There are 2 lots. One was sold. Another one, he's in almost finished building, the second house. So we asked for an extension on the bond.
Thank you. And seeing that we're the only ones here, I'll just ask if there are any questions from the board. None? In the matter of number 1183, map of Winters Estates at St. James, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the hearing is closed. In the matter of extension of performance period of performance bond, number 1183, map of Winters Estates, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, the motion is adopted.
The next item is an amendment of conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates in Smithtown. The applicant requests to waive a condition of final approval for the subdivision number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates. The subdivision number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates, received conditional final approval for a 4-lot subdivision with a private cul-de-sac known as Foxwood Court from the Planning Board on September 18th, 2019. The map was filed with the Suffolk County Clerk's Office on June 16th, 2021. Construction of the subdivision has not yet started. The applicant requests a waiver of Condition K. Condition K reads, remove the existing curb cuts on Lot 1 on Landing Avenue. Access to Lot 1 shall be from Foxwood Court only. The applicant states that the present owner of Lot 1 does not want to be part of the ownership of the private road or maintenance of the private road, as said owner already has Landing Avenue access, and there appears to be no reason for Lot 1 to be part of the private road. Based on review of the preliminary and final subdivision files, the Planning Board required this condition in order to eliminate excess curb cuts on Landing Avenue and provide safer ingress and egress for cars on Lot 1 by using Foxwood Court instead of Landing Avenue. This was a condition of preliminary and final subdivision approval. At both hearings, the applicant did not object to the condition. This waiver request was referred to the Departments of Engineering, Highway, and Traffic Safety for their consideration. The Highway and Traffic Safety Departments have no objection to the request. The Engineering Department has no objection and offers the following comments. 1, the applicant will need to submit a modified grading and drainage plan. The applicant shall revise the plan for Lot 1 as follows. A, remove the 12 linear foot of 15-inch diameter HDPE drainage pipe. B, remove 2 of the 8-foot by 12-foot leaching pools. C, remove the trench drain. D, maintain existing south curb cut on Landing Avenue in lieu of removal. 2, the applicant shall also be required to provide on the plan any new proposed modifications and regrading on Lot 1 in order to eliminate their driveway access to the proposed private road. The Engineering Department recommends the driveway on Lot 1 be terminated with a curb to prevent access to the private road over the roadway mountable curb. The Planning Department prefers that access on Lot 1 be from future Foxwood Court, but the request is not significant enough to have an objection. If agreeable to the request, it is recommended that the board condition that the subdivision not start construction or clearing until the Engineering Department has approved the revised grading and drainage plan in writing. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Roseanne Perna for a waiver of conditional final approval for the subdivision for number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby waives Condition K within the subdivision number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates, subject to the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall submit a modified grading and drainage plan. The applicant shall revise the plan for Lot 1 as follows. A, remove the 12 linear feet of 15-inch diameter HDPE drainage pipe. B, remove 2 8-foot by 12-foot leaching pools. C, remove the trench drain. D, maintain existing south curb cut on Landing Avenue in lieu of removal. 2, the applicant shall also be required to provide on the plan any new proposed modifications and regrading on Lot 1 in order to eliminate their driveway access on the proposed private road. The Engineering Department recommends the driveway on Lot 1 be terminated with a curb cut to prevent access to the private road over the roadway mountable curb. 3, construction and clearing of the subdivision shall not begin until the modified grading and drainage plan is approved in writing by the Town Engineering Department.
Thank you, Matt. Mr. Chamaco?
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. Mr. Jake Turner is here representing, I think their name is Plant, Mr. and Mrs. Plant, who purchased the house on Landing Avenue from Mrs. Perna, I guess about a month ago or so. Over the years, I've represented Frank Patelli, who is the builder who bought the subdivision. And the only concern that we have now, I know Mr. Turner's going to ask for an adjournment, and as long as, when is the next meeting?
The next meeting is September 7th.
September 7th. I think the better thing to do, and I agree with Jake, we should adjourn it, but only for a short time, because my client is starting construction over there, and he doesn't need to be delayed inappropriately, for lack of a better word. I think the plants, and Jake will talk for himself, but I think they don't know what they want to do. If they want to stay with the original offer, which I think was join the association and pay 10% because they're in the front, and the rest, the other 3 lots, would actually pay 90% of the cost of any snow removal and so forth. The alternative would be this application that they only come in on Landing Avenue. So I guess if Jake could explain it. The only problem I have is I can't, construction costs skyrocketing, so my guy wants to continue the subdivision. So I think if you could give us to September 7th, which is around the corner, and hopefully they'll make a decision. My client doesn't care. If they want to become part of the subdivision, fine.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My name is Jacob Turner. I represent Thomas and Angela Plant, and we are requesting that this matter be adjourned. We will take the September 7th date if the board allows it. We have just come into possession of the documents that explicitly lay out the requirements of the homeowners, the plants, if they are part of this roadway. So currently, they're trying to figure out and determine what's in their best interest moving forward. However, they're not in a position at this time to make such a determination. Unfortunately, the application for the amendment was made prior to them being the owners of the property. And I thank Mr. Tramarko for working with us on this. Any questions for me?
Board have any questions?
Yeah, you actually expected determination? Those folks were in here. Those people that bought that house were in here, all right? And they were rather taken aback by all of this at that time. So do you expect a determination from them by the 7th?
I do, mainly because the only reason we haven't had a determination yet is because we did not know the obligations. Now we finally have the obligations, so we can make an informed decision.
So if they decide not to participate, does that mean the curb cut stays on Landing Avenue? Yeah? Yeah.
Thank you.
So, we'll just,
Yeah, the curb cut would stay on Landing, but the engineering department did recommend conditions tied to keeping.
I understand
Right.
that, but I mean, those people were here one night, if you recall.
Right.
They were a little taken aback by all of what was going on. They were a little in the dark. In fact, they were very concerned about their ability to effectively close the house.
If that's the situation that they've been up against, is that they have been in the dark. So I've been working with them to bring them to the light.
Okay.
So they can make the appropriate,
3 more weeks.
please.
I know that when they came, they were also concerned they didn't want to be part of the homeowners association. They wanted the curb cut. At that time, it was going to be out into the roadway going into the subdivision. So just long as they actually are sure what they want, we want to make sure that they're happy too. So, I mean, September 7th sounds pretty reasonable for them to make up their mind.
And we really appreciate all the board's indulgences. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then, in the matter of number 1146, map of Foxwood Estates, I move that we adjourn the hearing to the September 7th, 2022 meeting of the Planning Board.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none? The hearing is closed. I'm sorry, the motion is adopted. The hearing will be September 7th. Okay, I think at this point then I can move that we adopt the minutes of the June 22nd, 2022 meeting of the Planning Board.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion is adopted. And now I move to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. The meeting is adjourned.